Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Students, we will continue with our first chapter. Finally, we have reached the last part. We have to see about history of modern evolution of modern man. But before that, we will finish one small concept, that is mutation. Okay. Now we all know about protein synthesis, how proteins are synthesized, right? And proteins are necessary for proper functioning of our body, right? And these proteins, these appropriate proteins are produced in our body by DNA, right? And information about this protein synthesis is present in that DNA, and through that DNA, as per the information, these proteins are produced by DNA and with the help of messenger RNA, right? Through RNA molecules. And this process is called central dogma. And all that protein process, transcription, translation, all you have studied before. Now, this much you have understood. Now, what is mutation? Mutation is sudden change that occurs in genetic materials, or you can say in genes. Okay, it is a sudden change that occurs in the genetic material. It is called mutation. This is, if we define mutation, it will be like this: a sudden change that occurs in the genetic material is called mutation. Okay, so in simple word, if we say mutation is nothing but change, right? In genetic material means what? In genes, in the sequence of nucleotide. You know, there are a sequence of nucleotide arranged in one particular gene. So if there is any change, major change or minor change in that sequence of nucleotide of gene, then it is said as mutation. Okay, so according to definition, if you have not understood, I will explain more. See, for example, I will give you very simple example. Say I have to prepare a cake. Okay, you know cake, you know the recipe of cake. Means I'm just giving very daily, in your daily life, what is actually mutation, that I want to explain. Suppose you have to prepare a cake and I have a recipe for cake. Okay, I will write it down here. Okay, see, suppose I have a recipe of cake and I will write it down here. My recipe is, say, 2 cups flour and what else? 1 teaspoon baking soda. What else are required? Sugar, say 1 cup, or sorry, 3 cup sugar. Then 1 cup, or say 2 sticks butter. Then what else is required? Vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. And then after that, in a general recipe, what it is there, all the ingredients are there, and then they write the procedure, right? So this is my ingredients list, and after this there is a procedure how we have to bake. Okay, so for that I will have to first preheat the oven, right? Preheat the oven to say 375 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so, and after that, so on. This is the recipe. I am going to bake a cake. Now, if suppose while going through this recipe, I have to make a cake, and if suppose I make some changes, say change, for example, say here, see this one, 1 cup or 2 sticks butter. So STICKS. So instead of CK, I write STIQS. Okay, 2 sticks butter. I changed the spelling of sticks here, right? But still, can you read this recipe? Yes, you can read, right? Because from this you can understand that you know that what you are going to prepare, what ingredients are there, you have some idea. only the spelling mistake is there or change in spelling is there. So from here STIQUS you can identify that spelling, or you can guess that spelling, right, that it is 2 sticks, right, we call sticks of butter. So I change only the spelling, and in spite of that also you can read the recipe, right. Now few more changes I will do. Say for example, it is 1 teaspoon soda. Instead of that I write here 9 teaspoons. I write here 9 teaspoons. 9 teaspoon of soda, you know baking soda, right? It is used to rise the cake. So now if I made this change, 1 teaspoon to 9 teaspoon, will there be any effect on the product which you are going to get? Means will your cake become right, or will it be okay? You only tell me. 9 teaspoon soda means how much? I think that that cake will rise till in the whole oven, I think. So making change here from 1 teaspoon to 9 teaspoon will make a considerable change, right, in the product which you are going to get. Product in the sense cake, right. So like that, one more change if I do, if we go through the procedure of making cake. See, the first line itself is preheat the oven to 375 degree Fahrenheit. If I skip that and if I change that line and I put it to the last, after following all the instructions that first you mix the flour, then add this, then add that, and after that I write there preheat the oven. And if you follow the recipe after changing that line, if I keep this line at last, okay, then what will be the product? What effect will it have? I think after following all, my cake will not be ready at all, because preheating oven is the very first step, right? And if you are going to keep it at last, you will not get your product. Probably you will get some cookies or something else. Like whatever product is desired, that you will not get, right? Because preheating is the first step, and if you are changing it to the last, you will not get your product. So from this, do you understand what I have done? I have done mutations here. Do you understand what I have done? I have done mutations, that is changes. Means first of all I did small change, or you can say minor mutation. Then I changed here considerable change I have done, means from 1 teaspoon to 9 teaspoons soda, right? Taking 9 teaspoon soda will definitely have drastic effect on your product. So this is say major change it is there. So it is a major mutation. So mutation is what? It is nothing but change, and it will, of course, it will affect the product. That means because of change in this because of mutation in genes, it will have some effect on us, right? Because the genes are carried forward, or they are transferred from one generation to others. So it will definitely have some effect, right? So but that effect may be nice or maybe not, right? We have studied about genetic disorders in 9th standard. So what are that? The disorders or the disease are because of these mutations or the changes in number of chromosome or structure of chromosomes, right? So chromosomal disorders were there. So all that changes are because of these mutations like this, right? So that change can be good one or a bad one, right? If it is causing some disease, then it is definitely bad one. If it is useful, like evolution of man is evolution of organism is a very say good example of mutation, right? We have evolved, we have mutated, right? From single cellular amoeba to multicellular organisms, right? So that is a good change. So now do you understand what is mutation? I hope so you have understood from this example. So mutation is what? A sudden change that occurs in the genetic material is called mutation. So this is due to transmission of the genes of from parents to offspring. There is a very similar offsprings are found, due to transmission of these parental genes into their offsprings. Remarkable similarity is found, right, between parents and their offspring. That's why we look same as our parents, right? So, but if there is mutation in any nucleotide of the gene, then there are changes in the characters of the offspring also. Understand? So whatever characters are forwarded to us from our parents, there is a change in that characters after mutation. Understand? So mutations are of two types. They can be minor mutation or major mutation. Minor mutation can also bring about considerable changes, like various disorders or diseases are there. Genetic disorders, like you have seen, as I told you in 9th standard, sickle cell anemia. It is caused due to mutation. And good changes can also be there, as I told you, evolution, right? So mutation is an everlasting process. It will last forever, which leads to because of which it leads to evolution, right? So it is also a proof for Darwin's theory, right, of natural selection, that evolution occurs because of mutation. So this was all about mutation. One picture, from this picture I will show you. One picture is given in your textbook. It is about the mutation. If you see in your textbook, page number second page number, figure 1.3. Like this figure is given. One nucleotide chain is shown there, like this. See, this is the main sequence of nucleotide. Okay, this is the main sequence. T, A, C, T, G, C, A, G, G, T. You know what is this? Thymine, adenine, guanine, cytosine, right? This is the main sequence. Now, as I told you, mutation is change. Now, from this figure, see what change is there. There is a replacement. See this part. TGC. See this part, it is being replaced. See here now. It is broken down and it is replaced by this part. GAT. All others are same. One nucleotide change, triplet codon, right? It is a group of 3. So see, this part is changed to TGC, is changed to GAT. This is called replacement. This much part of that change is broken and it changes to, not broken, it is replaced by, this TGC is replaced by GAT. Instead of TGC, it is GAT. So because of this change in this sequence, this is the mutated gene, or you can say defective gene. Understand? This is the main sequence. In this nucleotide sequence, this part is changed to GAT. So this is called replacement, because it replaces. So like this, there are different types of mutation. That is for your further studies in higher classes. So from this figure, I hope you have understood what is mutation. So in this figure, what actually happened? The process of mutation is shown here. The original nucleotide sequence of TGC is replaced by new mutated sequence, right? And that is GAT. The change in this nucleotide sequence will change the DNA also, right? And this will result in change in genes. And then because of that, changing the characters of the offsprings, right? The hereditary characters are changed because of these changes, right? And due to such change in the genes, the evolution also proceeds. And the mutations so formed can be minor or major. Greater the impact of the change, the evolution takes place rapidly. Jitna zyada ho utna, that will happen rapidly, right? The mutations, therefore, they produce diversity. You can say recombinations. They produce recombinations leading to diversity. We have diverse number of living organisms. Why? Because of such changes. Understand? Well, the evolution happened, and that's why there is diversity in living organism, because there are number of changes, there are number of mutations have been occurred, and because of that there are diverse number of living organisms. So this figure, you understood about mutation, everything? Okay. Now next concept we will study, that is again this one we had skipped previously, so I completed. Now finally last part, that is evolution or history of modern man. So today we will study about the evolutionary history of modern man. Previously we have seen how universe came into being, Big Bang theory and all, everything. Now today, evolutionary history of modern man. So students, evolution began approximately 7 crore years ago. Like last dinosaurs were found approximately 7 crore years ago. And the sequence of this evolutionary history I have written in short here. Okay, so the last dinosaur existed around 7 crore years ago. So evolution of the modern man started from there. Okay, now monkey-like animals are said to be evolved from the ancestors that were similar to modern lemurs. Today you can see the lemurs, right? So those animals which are similar to modern lemurs, right? So monkey-like animals, they are said to be evolved from the ancestors that were similar to these modern lemurs. Okay, and around same time, ape-like animals, like they are called as Egyptopithecus, around 4 crore years ago. Ape-like animals, Egyptopithecus, they were evolved around 4 crore years ago. And by the at that time, what happened? Their tail gradually disappeared. Disappearance of the tail occurred, and at the same time, enlargement of brain and the improvement in functioning of the hands, it all occurred in that that period. Okay. After that, in Africa, these ape-like animals, they evolved into gorillas and chimpanzees around 2.5 crore years ago, and they are called as Dryopithecus. Okay, this gorilla-like and chimpanzees, they evolved around 2.5 crore years ago. Dryopithecus. Then human-like animals who use their hands for eating and other work, they were evolved around 2 crore years ago. Okay, these animals, they lived on land as the forest cover declined or disappeared due to dry environment, dry climatic conditions. Okay, and their lumbar bone, backbone is there. The lumbar bone, you say, their lumbar bones, they develop, enabling them to stand in erect posture. Understand? They can stand straight like us, we modern human beings. How we stand straight, like that they started standing straight. You have learned this in history also, right? So after that, their lumbar bones develop, and it enabled them to stand in erect posture or straight, right? In grasslands. So this, what happened, because of they were able to stand in erect postures. Because of that, their hands became free, right? Their hands were free for use, so they started to use their hands. Then the first record of human-like ape in East Africa was found. That is Ramapithecus. Right, Ramapithecus, that is 1 crore years ago. First record of human-like ape, that is Ramapithecus. It is important. Okay, this is asked sometimes in fill in the blanks. So the first record of this human-like ape was found in East Africa, and they are called as Ramapithecus around 1 crore years ago. Okay, then around 40 lakh years ago, these apes they grew larger in size. Okay, they grew larger in size, and they become more intelligent, and they were called as Australopithecus. They were called as Australopithecus around 60 lakh years after the these evolution of first human ape-like animals. After that, after around 40 lakh years after that, Australopithecus were evolved. Okay. Then after that, around 20 lakh years ago, human-like animals, they shared morphological similarities with the members of genus Homo, like Homo sapiens, So from with the same morphologically, they were similar to those who are belonging to this genus, that is Homo, we, right? And thus, their skilled man developed. Understand? What we call as skilled human beings, they were developed in that period. Then after that around 15 lakh years ago, right, 15 lakh years ago, Neanderthal man. After that, around 15 lakh years ago, human like walking with erect posture, human-like animals walking with erect postures. They were evolved, or they existed. Where? In China, right, and Indonesia, and some Asian subcontinent. They were found in China, Indonesia, and some of the Asian subcontinent. Understand? That is Neanderthal man. They evolved around 15 lakh years ago. And this Neanderthal man is example of first wise man. This is also sometimes asked in fill in the blanks. Okay. Then for around 1 lakh years from then, man evolved by developing his brain, means improving the cranial capacity of brain, right? And they also discovered fire during that period. Then the brain of modern man is 50,000 years old. Understand? Means the brain of 50,000 year old man was evolved in such a way that it could be considered as a member of this class, right? Wise man, that is Homo sapiens. Understand? So it means Neanderthal man is the first type of wise man, you can say. Means around 50,000 years ago, that wise man, evolution of wise man started, because brain was enlarged, right? They were skilled. So after that, the evolution became very fast. Cro-Magnon man evolved around 50,000 years ago. That is also a wise man. After which it generated pace, or it started evolving rapidly. So this present day modern man, they evolved around 10,000 years ago, and they started practicing agriculture. Means around 10,000 years ago, humans or present day man, they started practicing agriculture and doing various activities like rearing cattle, and they started establishing places or cities, we can say, or villages, and also they started the cultural development that is taking place around that time period. And so there was continuous development in all the fields, in civilizations, in arts, in science, etc. Then about around 100 to 200 years ago, there was industrial inventions were there, and thus now man rules the earth, right? And we are continuously developing or evolving, you can say. So this was about the evolutionary history of the man, and here we end the first topic of science part 2 finally. Okay.